Hello, Kane Wolves family. I'd like to first state congratulations to all our student athletes and coaches for an outstanding sports season. Unfortunately, the COVID situation shortened our school year, which affected our spring sports season. Nevertheless, we had great performances among our teams, athletes, and coaches. And we want to continue with our tradition of recognition through this online athletic awards presentation.
Hello everyone, I'm Coach Buell, and I'm going to introduce this year's letter and award winners for the girls soccer team. First, I would like to start with the lettermen. I will start with the seniors, which are Rachel Buell, Lexi Novosel, Victoria Hallberg, Caitlin Young. Now for the juniors, I have Jessica Buell and Mia Smith. Sophomores, I have Jaden Rhodes and Sadie Walter. In freshmen, I have Molly Dinger, Macy Johnson, and Jillian Watts. And also lettering this year, I have statisticians Heidi Johnson and Rachel Danielson. And now for the three special awards, I have Offensive Player of the Year. It's going to go to Rachel Buell. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jaden Rhodes. And Rookie of the Year will go to Jillian Watts. And we have two Gold Award winners this year, and they are Rachel Buell and Victoria Hallberg. That's all for the Girls Soccer Awards. Thank you, and be safe.
My name is Ronnie Sakhalin. I'm the boys soccer head coach. I've been coaching for the past 4 years along with my assistant coach, Kim Dietrich, who I couldn't do any of this without. And before I talk about our season and our athletes, I wanted to thank some people. First, I'd like to thank Brian Weimer and Chris Nicholas and everyone involved for putting this together. It's nice that we can still honor and acknowledge all of our student athletes. I'd also like to thank the administration and Jason, our AD, for all the work that they put in. They make my job a whole lot easier. Jason especially has made coaching a lot less stressful. I know in turn most of that stress then transfers over to him. So I think we should really appreciate all the hard work that he does, not just for us coaches, but for all of our athletes. I also want to thank the sports boosters, for always sponsoring the banquet and for all the hard work that the officers and the volunteers put in year round to ensure that our athletics and our student athletes get what they need. And then some extra things here and there. I'm now going to announce the 2019 Varsity Boys Soccer Letter and Gold winners, starting with our seniors. Benjamin Westerberg, Gold Award for 3 years. Andrew Gear, Gold Award for 4 years. Jordan Lima Lopez, Gold Award for 4 years. Mason Feichels, Gold Award for 3 years. And Aaron Hoddle. Our juniors, Aiden Zampona, Isaac Smith, John Feichels, and Al Cucamone. Our sophomores, Alex Bajakis, Josh Gravelle, Caden Miller, Jonathan Mishik, Justin Mishik, Ashton Oakes, and Aiden Markert. Our lone freshman this year was Isaac Johnson. Now on to our season this past fall, which right now kind of seems like forever ago. But last year at the banquet, I spoke about how we broke a lot of streaks, a lot of bad streaks. Streaks like 8 years of not making the playoffs, 7 years since we beat Countersport, 13 years since we beat St. Mary's. And what I said our goal was for this year was that we wanted to break the last of those bad streaks and then start to continue our own new streaks. We did that. We made back-to-back playoffs for the first time in 11 years. We made back-to-back District 9 semifinal appearances for the first time in 13 years. We also beat Port Allegheny, which was the last team on our league checklist for the first time in about 9 years. Port has been a powerhouse in District 9 soccer and in our league for the past 9-ish years. So to beat them finally was a marker that we've been aiming for. And we had a great season overall. Our offensive pressure was immense. We ended the year with 55 goals. That nearly doubled our previous season total. While our offense was amazing this year, our defense still played great. We switched the formation and our back line was rock solid. And Alec Cucamone stepped into the net for this first year, and he played outstanding. The beginning of our season, though, did start out a little rough. We had 4 games in our first week, and we were missing a lot of our key upperclassmen players during those games due to injury, illness, etc. And after starting the season 1-3, we went on a 5-game win streak, outscoring our opponents 25-6 during that time frame, and with a couple shutouts here and there, and really kind of securing our spot in the playoffs. These guys played a heck of a season, and I was proud of what the team accomplished and the family that they all grew to be. Our season unfortunately ended with a semifinal loss to Karn City, but the year was a real success, and all the guys played their hearts out. I'm proud of each and every one of them. Now, as usual, we do have 3 awards to give out. First, I'd like to start with a player who had a major turnaround this season, and really quite the comeback. Last year as a sophomore, he battled injury and illness throughout the season. He didn't really see much playing time. And this came after a year where he tied for scoring leader as a freshman. The award he's receiving this year is Offensive Player of the Year. So, of course, he led the team in goals with 17, but he also led the team in assists with 8. The best players not only find goals for themselves, but they do so for their teammates as well. He did just that. And multiple times in the season, we would come together, we'd find a technique or certain strategies that he could do better, or that he could translate and implement from our practices into games. He listened, and then he would work his butt off in practice, and then he would do just that in a game. Certain things like working the entire width up front and making these weird unorthodox runs, wider runs, where he ended up being the guy crossing the ball and not on the scoring end. Or being able to hold the ball while your team recovers and drawing defenders up on you. These things that sound simple are not easy to do. They require speed, they require strength, game knowledge, and game awareness. Not many players in the district can accomplish these things with the success that he did. His attitude throughout the year was one of a leader. Every time we scored a goal, or our defense came up with a big stop, or Alex made a great save in the net, you could hear his voice screaming and pumping up his teammates. He stepped it up this year. And God willing, in this upcoming fall, I'm excited to see him go even further and really set some records of his own. So our Offensive Player of the Year award goes to Aiden Zampona. Congrats, Aiden. My next 2 awards go to 2 guys who everyone on this team looks up to, including myself. Those 2 guys are Josh Gravelle and Mason Feichels. Josh has been a standout since he first stepped on the field last year. He was a freshman starter, which in any varsity sport is an accomplishment in its own. This year he took over as head captain. This was for his ability to lead the team on and off the field. He took over the reins at center midfield as well for last year's league MVP. So to say Josh had large shoes to fill was a bit of an understatement. But this kid was more than excited to take on this task. Josh worked his butt off in the offseason and came into the season roaring and ready to go. He led the team in assists for almost the entire season. Out on the field, he was a force that once again many coaches were upset to realize that he was still only a sophomore. But my favorite ability of his, though, is to turn a practice around. Coaches know some days, some practices, a lot of times those fall on Mondays, aren't always going to be the best for practice. Guys will be sluggish. Touches just aren't there. But Josh is a player who can turn those practices around. He can take it up a notch, and he can do so with his actions and with his words. As a sophomore, he's reached a point where many high schoolers in this area peak at as seniors. With 2 years left to grow, he will continue to be a force that may just very well lead us to our first league and district titles since their old coach was in high school. And then we have Mason Feichels. Mason is a prime example of if you put in the work, you will see the results. Mason didn't miss a single open field or practice or any kind of opportunity to play soccer in the offseason. On his own, he would consistently get touches on the ball, whether it be with his footwork or working on a shot, which, he definitely was best at in both on this team. One of the smoothest players I've ever seen in high school with the ball. He has amazing footwork, and he can follow that up with a rocket for a shot. He's the kind of player where when I would have to step in goal during a drill, I was hoping that he wouldn't be the one that was shooting it. Mason would make a great midfielder on any team in this district, and we had him at center back. With our composition this year, he just fit best in that role. He was a rock back there that kept our entire team together. I was confident that 9 times out of 10, Mason was going to make a stop and steal the ball. The 10th time, the guy was probably offsides and he wasn't getting called for it. The only problem I had with Mason was really I couldn't get him to stop talking most of the time. Actually, all kidding aside, Mason was our silent leader, if you know who he is. He led through his actions, and he was looked up to not only because he was one of the best players on this team, but because Mason is a great teammate, and a great person in general. He's going to be incredibly hard to replace. These 2 guys that I just spoke about received honors not just from myself today, but from the league, as both were named League All-Stars. So I'd like to also give them both co-MVPs and to congratulate them. So thank you guys. And thank you everyone else. I hope you are all staying safe and entertained during these times. KTA.
Okay. Seems like it's my turn. I'd like to start this thing off with some thank yous. There's definitely some people that need thanks for all that's going on in this interesting time. As far as season goes, I always have to thank Crystal Perrette. She keeps our kids healthy and keeps them running and keeps them moving. And she does that for all the sports, so that's great. We love having her. Steve Wolf has been my assistant coach for the past couple years. He's been an incredible force. He really makes me be better every day. He pushes me to learn, pushes me to know it, and he's hungry for knowledge too. He's a great assistant coach, so thank you to him. Our parents and the All Sports Boosters, they give us all the support we need to do what we do and motivate our kids to keep being their best. So thank you. Parents, also your kids aren't here and prepared if you're not on board. So we thank you so much for that. For this presentation, I also want to thank Brian Weimer and Chris Nicholas and Jason Barner and Mike London. Mike London and Jason Barner head up the athletic department as far as athletic director, assistant AD. They got a hold of us, told us to put this together, and I know Brian and Chris are helping put these together, so thank you so much to those guys. Okay, I want to start with my girls team. We had one of the better regular season records in recent memory. We were 6-5, and we were 4th at the District 9 championships, which I think is pretty great, considering that most of the days for dual meets and things like that, for most of the season, we had anywhere between 4 and 5 runners. Of course, you need 5 to score. We had 6 by district, so we got everybody back, and we were able to finish 4th. And that's pretty great. We were a tough district this year. The district champs, North Clarion, finished 7th in the state. So to get out of our district is really, really, really tough. We had 6 girls on the team finish. As far as underclassmen goes, we had Emily Dinger, Hannah Brown, and Maddie Koza. They all lettered for us. And then we had 3 seniors. We had a girl come along with about a couple weeks left and really, really helped us out in the district standings. Emily Buhite, she was a joy to coach. And just a fantastic young lady to have on our team. Excellent. Emily Peterson has been running for a long time and has been a very valuable runner for us. And Rayanne Asel, that's our girls team. And those 3 seniors really kind of anchored us down and held us together. Emily and Rayanne both qualified for the state championships this year. So they went down there and they did fantastic. Gold Award winners were Emily Peterson and Rayanne Asel. And as you can see, they've been with us for a long time, doing a lot of good running, working real hard. Emily Dinger is going to be our Rookie of the Year. When Emily joined up, it was a week into summer, and we didn't really have a big team at that point. We were still looking for more members to be a scoring force, but when she came on, she was determined to get better every day, and she kind of embraced running. She found out that she really liked it, and she's said she's going to stick with it. But the thing that made her stand out as our most important rookie or new person was the fact that, before every invite, she was on the bus talking every single one of her teammates on the guy's side and on the girl's side. A lot of times you could see her braiding girls' hair, and that was really nice to see. She was part of the glue that held everything together, and she made it noticeably different than other years. And for those reasons, we decided to acknowledge her as Rookie of the Year. So congratulations to Emily Dinger. Great job. Our Coaches Award this year goes to Emily Peterson. Emily's been a runner for a long time. She's going to keep doing it at St. Bonaventure. She worked hard, and this year was a little different. We did a couple different things this season based on last season, and we were able to get Emily back to the state championships, and she ran a lot of good races for us, and it wasn't easy for her, and to have her stick it out and be an example for everybody else, that's the reason why she gets a Coaches Award. So congratulations to Emily Peterson. Our MVR, or Most Valuable Runner, this year was Rayanne Asel. And Rayanne Asel worked alongside Emily all summer. They both ran, and they put the time in. And as anyone would tell you in running, there's no secret. You run. The kids that run the most do the best in the district, and of course those girls are no exception as well. But Rayanne was she ran our fastest 5K for girls this year. At one point, she was ranked first in the district time-wise. She fell down just about at the 2-mile at districts, and still got up and qualified for states. Wasn't her best day, but at states she had a pretty good day, and she was our top finisher there. So for those reasons, she was our most valuable runner this year. We will miss those seniors dearly. Our juniors coming up, we have 3 of them, but we're going to miss those seniors dearly, and it was a great season on the girls' side. So we applaud all their efforts and everything that happened this year. Congratulations, girls. Okay, now on to the boys' side. Our boys' team also had an excellent season. They were 8-3. They only lost to a team in DuBois, who is AAA, and a very, very good Punxsutawney team who we lost to twice. Other than that, we beat all our AA opponents. We beat everybody in dual meets except for those teams, and they're in a different classification. So to say it was good is an understatement. We were 5th at the district championships, and all the teams that finished above us, we went for it that day, and you never try to sneak in District 9. That's impossible to do. You can't just try to weasel yourself in. You got to go for it. And the teams that finished 1st and 2nd ended up both being in the top 10 of the state. So again, to get out of the district is really, really difficult, and we gave it our best shot. It was a very good turnout at districts, and we're very happy with these guys. I didn't have any freshmen or juniors, but I have 2 sophomores, and they're both letter winners, Jordan Wolf and Jack Bell. And then I have 6 seniors. Some of them were gold winners, some of them aren't. But here they are: Kieran Parati, Jacob Jensen, Brennan Smith, Tyler Bernecki, Chad Gravelle, and John Wolf. And the people that earned a gold award out of those individuals are Brennan Smith, Tyler Bernecki, and John Wolf. So those 3 guys for sure, and there are other gold winners in there, just not for cross country. Those guys have put in a lot of time and a lot of miles, and it's a lot of hard work to do this year after year after year. So we certainly give them all credit where credit's due for that. We have some special awards for a couple of these guys. Our Rookie of the Year this year was Jack Bell, who's a sophomore, and he's quiet. He's quiet, but at the same time, our boys' team knew that he was someone to be respected for sure. Even the first day he showed up, and we're very excited to have him on the team. He was an exceptionally coachable young man, and in that regard, he led by example quite a lot. If Jack went out to do something, he was usually the first one to go for a cool down. And so when you have a person like that, it's easy it's easy for other people to do the right thing and the things that are good, and he's showing them how to do it. He wasn't our fastest guy on the team, but he was certainly no less important. So he was our Rookie of the Year. Our Leadership Award, boy, this young man is one heck of a kid. And over the summer, he set specific goals. He always wanted to run under 19 minutes. He wanted to get in the 18s. He said, well, you just have to work hard and it'll happen. And he showed up every day in the summer that we were there, and a lot of days when we weren't. He was out running, and he was working hard at accomplishing those goals. And so if other kids weren't there, he had team goals in mind for this group as well. When other people weren't there, he was always the first person on the phone trying to call people and get them there, so that he realized that the more we're there, the more achievable our team goals were. He led for us. And again, he wasn't our fastest guy, but he's definitely irreplaceable. And his name is Brennan Smith. So congratulations, Brennan. No surprise here again. And this kid coming up will be very missed as far as just influence and what he does for not only the school, but for our community as well. He's always a kid you see out running, whether it's raining, snowing, nice day when everybody else is out. He's out on all the other days. He was our he's our MVR, our most valuable runner. He was our best runner. He set the best time. As far as work ethic goes, he set the best example. I'd be hard pressed to know another kid who works as hard as him and does it so willingly. He likes to run, believe it or not. There are some of us out there. But as far as what he brought to the table year after year after year, you couldn't ask to have a nicer kid as number one. You couldn't ask to have a nicer kid, see and be successful. That young man's name is John Wolf, and boy, will we miss him. He's going to run at University of Pitt at Johnstown, so he's got more running in his future, but we'll miss him here. So our congratulations to John for his most valuable runner. And that sums up cross country. Again, if you see us out running, we love to do it, but we do it for you folks in this town. So give us a honk, give us a wave. We love it, and we're out there for you folks. So thank you so much. Hope you're all staying safe and staying well. We'll get through it. So on to the next presenter.
Hi guys, this is Coach Smith. Man, I really miss being at work and seeing you guys, but hopefully this comes to an end and we can get back to work. So I'm going to talk to you about our golf seasons that we had. I'm first going to talk about the girls. Girls had a great regular season. They ended their season with an 11-1 record. They ended up with an 8-0 record in the North Pennswood League and ended up being league champions. So that was pretty exciting for them. We had some letter winners. So we got 4 freshmen: Alexis Port, Paige Lehman, Kylie Hausler, and Riley Hates. Our lone sophomore was Natalia Chittister, and 1 junior, Rachel Hates. So, it's pretty exciting. All those girls are going to come back for next season, hopefully. And, with the great record we have, are looking really good there for the future. So our award winners it was pretty easy for me. We had 3 girls that qualified for districts. Riley, Rachel, and Natalia all qualified for districts. It was a little bit unfortunate for Natalia. She got injured and wasn't able to participate that day, but it ended up that Rachel was there and she finished tied for 14th in the D9 championship, so that was pretty awesome for her. Riley was there just for the team, and unfortunately with Natalia not being there, we weren't able to place as a team. But again, we've got all those girls coming back, so I'm looking forward to a great season next year. And now for the boys. For the boys, they ended their season with a 6-7 record, so not awesome, but at the same time, 5 of their losses were losses to 3 out of the top 4 teams in District 9. So we had a really tough schedule. It's a young team, so again, looking forward to coming back next year and having a strong season. So our letter winners were freshman Ryan Huber, the sophomores Max Bezak and Kurt Barner, juniors Carter Carlisle and Nick Marconi, seniors Ian O'Hara and Hunter Hogue. And the awards, again, were pretty simple for the boys as well. I had 3 boys qualify for districts. They all qualified as individuals too. So Ian O'Hara was one of the individuals that qualified for districts. Ian, again, as a senior, was one of the most improved golfers I have. He improved his stroke average from his freshman year by 16 strokes, so that's pretty amazing for him. He ended up finishing districts tied for 37th. Max Bezak was the other district qualifier. Max ended up tied for 29th at districts. So again, a good accomplishment for him as a sophomore. And Kurt Barner is our last award winner. Kurt ended up having a 4th place finish at districts. A great result for him. With that, he qualified for the PIAA Western Regional Finals. And on that day, he went down and shot a really nice round of 78. And that was good enough for tied for 13th. And that qualified him for the PIAA Championship. So he went down for those few days and had 2 rounds there. He ended up tied for 32nd in the whole state of Pennsylvania. Kurt's the first golfer that I've coached in my 20 years of coaching that's qualified for the state championship. So it's a great honor for him. Again, only being a sophomore, him and Max, these young guys, it's really awesome that they're going to be coming back. So, the boys, really young team, and I'm looking forward to, again, the future with these guys. Some other awards, both for the boys and the girls. They're both in the North Pennswood League, and we had 4 that were voted All-Stars from the other coaches. So both Rachel Haight and Natalia Chittister were voted All-Stars in the Girls League, and both Max Bezak and Kurt Barner were voted All-Stars in the Boys League. So again, great honors for those 4 individuals, and with such young teams, future's looking bright. So I'm really hoping that all this stuff clears up and we can get out and start working again, because I think we're going to have some pretty good seasons coming up here. So stay safe, and I'll see you guys later.
Hi, everyone. For volleyball, I'm going to start off by thanking my coaches, Tracy Pearson, Judy Kessler, Rael Whitman, Michelle Costanzo, Janelle Johnson, Brittany Bezak, and Janelle Gilmore. I could not have done this without them. I also want to thank my statisticians, Grace Kleiber and Abby Anderson. I want to thank the parents for helping out in a variety of ways throughout the year. I want to thank Crystal for all her athletic trainer magic that she does. And I also want to thank the sports boosters. So this year, our volleyball letter winners are Myra Stanish, Kelsey Alexander, Ella Kleiber, Elena Horton, Rainey Wright, Audrey Marconi, Emma Eli, Sarah Swanson, Ronnie Costanzo, Alexandria Jurek, Kaylin Johnson, Alyssa Oakes, and Sierra Hillman. I want to congratulate our District 9 AA All-Stars, Audrey Marconi, Sarah Swanson, and Kaylin Johnson. And a big congrats to Audrey, who was named the District 9 AA Player of the Year, and she was also named to the PVCA AA All-State team. This year we have 2 gold awards for volleyball for lettering for 3 years, Kaylin Johnson and Sierra Hillman. And our individual awards this year are based on stats. Our Offensive Player of the Year with 272 kills is Audrey Marconi. Our Defensive Player of the Year with 315 digs is Emma Eli. And combined offense and defense with 138 kills and 271 digs goes to Kaylin Johnson. So we were 12-6 on the season. We were 2nd in the district. We had a very good season. We were very proud of our season. But these girls were not satisfied with that. When you're satisfied with not being the best, you're never going to be the best. So I know these girls are itching to get right back in that gym and start their journey to get into that district championship again next year. Girls, I miss ya. I love ya. You all deserve an award for putting up with me, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, Coach Hillman here for football. Like to give a huge shout out to everybody that has a hand in putting this video together for our student athletes. I can't wait to see it, and it's going to provide a little bit of normalcy to an otherwise chaotic situation at this time. Like to start out by thanking my coaching staff and their wives, significant others, and their children for allowing them to be a part of what we do here with the football team. I'd also like to thank the administration, the teachers, for all the things that you guys do, as well as our quarterback club. Our band and our cheerleaders do a tremendous job. They travel everywhere with us, and without them, we're not us. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Crystal Perrette. She is the backbone of what we do, not just for football, but for all of our sports. She takes a huge interest in all of our kids, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for her. So, Crystal, thank you so much. I'd like to start out with our award winners for our Ks. Shane Ackley, Jake Alcorn, Chesney Bradybaugh, Josh Buell, Ryan Buell, Jake Costanzo, Caleb Holt, Aaron Hoddle, Mason Metz, Harley Morris, Reese Novosel, Cooper Nystrom, Justin Peterson, Addison Plants, Teddy Race, Bobby Rumzik, Kevin Sharba, Zook Smith, Chris Stewart, Gus Troggett, Ricky Zampona. Our Gold Award winners this year are Jake Alcorn, Teddy Race, and Aaron Hoddle. Our most valuable player on offense is going to be Jake Alcorn. Our most valuable player defense is Teddy Race. And our Coaches Award this year goes to Chris Stewart. Congratulations to all you guys. We have been blessed to have all of our seniors this year make the Big 30 team, and that's just tremendous, tremendous asset for us to have on our team. Those guys decided at the beginning of the year to put the whole entire team on their back and carry them, and that's why we made it all the way to the district semifinals. And it was a complete team effort, but our seniors, a special thank you to you guys. I hope this video finds everybody safe. Stay safe, and God bless you guys.
Hello, Kane Wolves. This is Jay Israel, assistant principal at the high school and the elementary. I'm here to announce the cheerleading awards for the 1920 school year. Most spirited goes to Mackenzie Wolfgang. Most dedicated goes to Michaela Dean. And most encouraging, best teamwork, goes to Kennedy Himes. Congratulations, ladies, and thank you so much for your support of Kane Sports for the 2019-2020 school year.
Hi everyone, Coach Troutman with Lady Wolves Basketball. Just want to take a few minutes to talk about our season and recognize some of the individual accomplishments we had this season for some of the players. Before we get started with that, I just want to recognize the school board, the high school administration, the faculty and staff for all the work that you do behind the scenes that goes unnoticed, from figuring out budgetary issues to game scheduling, practice scheduling, getting things set up for practice and games. That stuff, it goes unnoticed because it's done when everybody walks in, but we couldn't do all that without you, so thank you very, very much for that. To the all sports boosters and the Kane community and the surrounding areas, thank you for all the support financially and time-wise that you put, not just to the Lady Wolves basketball team, but to all the athletic programs here at Kane Area High School. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we couldn't do it without all of you, so thank you very much for that. To the players, families, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, and to the players yourselves. It's a big time commitment, and for the parents and families, it's a financial commitment as well. So that doesn't go unnoticed either. So thank you for all the hard work that you players and your families put into this season. It takes a lot of hard work to make things happen, but as we saw this year and that you've seen in years past, that hard work does pay off. Coach Moore and I are very excited to be here. Coming in, there was a lot of question marks, not so much for us, but for players, community members. Coach Moore and I are new to town, new to the program, replacing two amazing coaches that set quite a foundation and had some big expectations to live up to as well. And to Dave and Carrie, thank you for all the support, reaching out, coming to games, still supporting the kids, helping us. It was tremendous, and we appreciate that. And I know the players really appreciate and are thankful to see you guys come to some games. So thank you for that. The kids worked very hard this season. We had a tough stretch early. Couldn't really string a lot of wins together in a row, but come mid-January, things were starting to take a turn for the better. We had a tough game or two, and then things just started clicking for the kids. The time and effort that they put in the gym, in the classroom, watching film with us, things clicked. They began to make things happen, and we strung some wins together, and it was huge. And we were able to get that big W down in St. Mary's against Elk Catholic to win the 2020 AML title, which was a big goal for the kids coming into this season. The program's third AML title in a row, which is a big testament to the kids and their work ethic, because we have a pretty competitive conference. So to come out and win that was a great showing for the program. It was a great send-off for our 4 seniors. Rayanne Asel, Emily Buhite, Sierra Hillman, Ainsley Saff, you girls worked extremely hard in the classroom, on the court, and were great leaders in different ways for these underclassmen and for this team. Your leadership and willingness to learn some new things and take on a leadership role with a new coaching staff, we couldn't have done it without your help and guidance with the players. So thank you very much. And just know you girls will be very missed moving forward. But always come back and check us out. We'll always love to see you in the gym. Emily has signed to play basketball at Geneva College, which is a huge accomplishment. And so we're very proud of you and very excited for your future. It'd be nice to maybe take a team road trip or two to come watch you play. Aside from Emily going to school, all 4 seniors that I just mentioned are letter winners for this season. Emily and Sierra were also, this is their 4th varsity letter, earning them a gold award. And Ainsley Saff earned her 3rd varsity letter and a gold award this season. We had 4 other letter winners. Juniors Sari Swanson, Hannah Brown, Maddie Koza, and Rainey Wright were letter winners this year. So congratulations to all 8 of you letter winners for this season. We had 3 players from this year's team that were selected to the AML All-Conference team. Emily Buhite, Ainsley Saff, and Sari Swanson were all-stars this season. We are the only program in the conference to have 3 all-stars. So ladies, congratulations, your hard work, on the court, it showed and it was recognized league-wide. So very deserving, and congratulations. Lastly, we have 3 individual team awards that I want to speak about briefly. The first is our offensive MVP. This player led us in assists, scoring, and was really the pulse of our offense this season. Emily Buhite asked her to take on a different role a few weeks into the season and running our offense, and she handled it beautifully, and she really led our team in a good direction, and our offense kind of flowed through her and with her, and she was good at getting not only herself shots, but her teammates open looks, and helped us navigate through the season. So congratulations, Emily. Our defensive MVP led us in rebounds, block shots, was top 3 in steals as well. Sari Swanson. Glad to have you back next year. Sari was just a human wrecking ball in the glass, and she had a close to 200, if not over 200 rebounds this season. She averaged almost a double-double for this season, just over 10 points and about 9 rebounds a game. So Sari had a great season. The defensive MVP, it was tough because we had some kids that really took some lockdown assignments this year. Rainey Wright, Sierra Hillman, you girls took some pretty tough assignments, especially late in the season, some of these big games, and shut some people down. So your hard work doesn't go unrecognized, I promise that. The last award that I want to give out is Leadership Award. This could have gone to a multitude of kids this season. You seniors worked very hard in getting the locker room together to rally around each other and us new coaches. Juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, you came in and you worked very hard, and you gave us the benefit of the doubt, and you took us in as your own, and we really appreciate that. The Leadership Award, what I felt separated this player was first day of practice. This girl comes hauling a garbage can into the gym thinking, maybe we're going to need this, maybe we're going to run a lot. Sierra Hillman, she was a big vocal leader on the court and in practice. The energy, especially defensively, and in drills and practice, the energy ran through Sierra and her hard work. And she was a good, I don't want to say cheerleader, but she was good at rallying the troops and getting everybody fired up. Sierra, congratulations on the 2020 Leadership Award. Thanks again to everybody that helped out with this season in any way, shape, or form. We're excited. We have a lot of great players coming back next year. We got some of you freshmen and sophomores that saw minimal or no varsity time this year. That's going to change, and it's going to have to change going forward. So once we navigate this COVID deal and we're allowed to get back at it, we'll get working and getting ready, and hopefully we can bring a 4th AML title in a row back to Kane area high school and work to see what we can do with the district and possibly the state level next year. So thanks everybody for your time. Go Wolves.
Hi everyone. The Kane Wolves boys basketball season this year was a successful one. We improved our win total by 9 wins from the year prior. We got progressively better with each game that we played throughout the year, which was a goal of ours. And most importantly, we had fun every day. It was a really positive environment, positive team with 11 really, really great kids, really, really great people. And that includes the JV team as well. They were all great students as well. But first I want to thank my coaching staff who do everything to support the program, support me, and we really work well together. Josh Jekalek is our JV coach and my assistant coach. He's great. He does. He's very defensive minded, which is good for me because I forget about defense every so often. But we work really well together. He's a great support, a great coach, and vital to what we do in our program. Jeffery Congenic was our volunteer coach this year, former player. I coached him a long time ago, and he wanted to get back into and try his hand at coaching, and he did great. He really came out of his shell about halfway through the year. The kids responded really well to him, and he's going to be a fantastic head coach someday. He's really, really good. Our middle school coaches do a great job assisting with the high school program as well. Nathan Smith and John Bedford, they did a great job this year and really work in conjunction with the high school program well. But this is about the student athletes, and I want to get into them. First, let's go over our letter winners. And I'm just going to read this off so I don't do anything, so I don't forget anybody, which I wouldn't anyway. So our letter winners are in just order of class: Chad Gravelle, Caleb Holt, Brennan Smith, Mason Zuzik, Zook Smith, Matt DeLuca, Bryce Bezak, Carson Whiteman, and Andy Jekulek. Those are our letter winners for the 2019-2020 season. Congratulations to those young men. It's well earned. It's a great job. I also want to mention and recognize Jake Costanzo and Josh Gravelle. They didn't play quite enough to earn a letter this year, but that doesn't mean they're any less vital of a role to the team that we had and to what we did this year. They really are just as important as the leading scorer, leading rebounder, anything like that. Those two have a very bright future in basketball, and I'm excited to see where they go moving forward as well. Moving into our awards, the awards we have for the season, end of the season. So for our Coaches Award, Coaches Award is can be subjective. Some of the criteria changes each year. But overall, mine stays about the same. I want to give it to the student athlete that is a fantastic teammate, a fantastic person, a good basketball player as well, but somebody that makes practice for his teammates great every day, that builds other people up, that makes sure that when somebody's feeling down, whether it be about the game or whether it be about life, that they're doing what they can to make sure that that other teammate, that other coach, that other person within the program and in the school is lifted up. And there's nobody that exemplified that more this year than Brennan Smith. Brennan was and still is a fantastic young man. He has a very bright future ahead of himself. And I was obviously more than proud to be able to be his coach, which is something I'm glad that he let me do. My Coaches Award, our Coaches Award, the program's Coaches Award goes to Brennan Smith this year. Moving on to our next award is Defensive Player of the Year. Our awards will change every so often, but this is what we're going with this year. And defensively this year, we have to go with Zook Smith. Zook averaged 10 rebounds a game this year, which is incredibly difficult to do in high school basketball. He's also really good on the offensive end as well when he wants to be selfish, but he's a nice kid and a lot of times he's unselfish. But he is he averaged half a steal a game, half a block a game. Like I said, 10 rebounds a game. Was an absolute force on the interior. Can guard a guard out on the perimeter. Very versatile to guard down on the block as well. He has a very, very bright future ahead of him in athletics, whatever he chooses to do. But as will become a pattern with our program and our team, he's a better person than he is a player. He's a very, very fun young man to coach, and he absolutely deserved all the accolades that he can get defensively this year. Moving on to somebody I wanted to mention is another senior, and that's Caleb Holt. Caleb was kind of our Swiss Army knife this year. Jack of all trades, played a little bit of the combo guard, able to move down to the block, guard on the perimeter, maybe our best perimeter defender, one of them. Could play on the block. A really, really useful and versatile player on the floor. Not always going to fill it up in the stat sheet, but the things that he does that don't show up in the stat sheet as far as leadership, his ability to bring the team together, dive for the loose ball, make the scrappy play, he absolutely is deserving of recognition as well. So Caleb Holt, we see you, and you had a great year as well. I do want to move now to our MVP. MVP of the team this year is also our only gold award winner for the boys basketball team, and that is, and it probably comes as no surprise to anybody, but Chad Gravelle. Chad averaged 18 points a game, about 3.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.5 blocks a game. 1.5 blocks a game. He is, or steals per game. There we go. 1.5 steals per game. He was the leading vote getter for the AML All-Star team, which makes him the de facto AML MVP this year as well, which anybody that watches basketball knows that's actually the case. The kid's a fantastic basketball player, but much more importantly, a fantastic human being and a fantastic person. He was the definition of what you want your best player to be. The hardest working kid in the gym, the most coachable kid in the gym, shows up early, leaves late. He is one of the best players and one of the best people that I've ever had the privilege to coach. Now, he also hit a milestone this year. He scored his 1,000th point of his career this year, and he finished with 1,343 total points. Now, 1,343 total points, that puts him third all-time in the history of Kane boys basketball. That's incredible. And so statistically, he certainly has had one of the best careers in boys basketball history in Kane, Pennsylvania. And that comes from a long line of some pretty good basketball players. And as far as his career goes, he had a great career. But as an actual basketball player, he's one of the best players that I've ever seen come through the program. And as I said before, that's a lot of basketball players that are really, really good. He was on the all-district team this year, well-deserved, as well as the accolades I mentioned before as far as being the leading vote getter for the AML team. So he's our MVP this year, and it was absolutely a pleasure to coach Mr. Gravelle. The team as a whole, we thank everybody in the community that comes out and shows support. It really, the home games this year were incredible, and we traveled well also. Made it all the way to the district championship game this year. Didn't quite get to where we wanted to be, but that is absolutely a lot farther than anybody in this area probably predicted at the start of the year. This team was one of the most talented teams in this area, and they played up to their potential as a crescendo as it went through the year. And this team was, and I've been around a lot of basketball teams, one of my favorite teams, if not my favorite team that I've ever been around. They were, and I love all my teams, but this team really came together as a group. They really enjoyed getting better, enjoyed each other, and encouraged and fostered the idea of us being a family. And that's what we wanted to be as a collective and as a program. Started it last year, started it even before that, with Coach Gasberry, built a fantastic foundation, and these guys really just continued on with that tradition, and it was one of the most fun years that you can have in basketball. So I'm proud to say that I was able to coach them. I can speak for all the other coaches in saying that as well. Care a great deal for all of these young men who all have very bright futures in basketball, yes, in sports, yes, but more importantly in life. And that's what matters. And I'm happy to be a part of their lives in one way or another. So thank you for listening. Kane Wolves, hail to Kane. Everything, go Wolves, go. And let's go win a few district titles in the future. See you guys.
Hello, it's Mike Swartwood, Kane wrestling coach. I'm here to present the 2019-2020 Wrestling Awards. This year's team finished with a 13-1 dual meet record. We also had a very good tournament season also. We were third place at the Hickory Invitational, first place at Red Bank Valley Duels, second place at the Faulkner Invite, and second place at the Fred Bell Tournament in Grove City. This team also managed to place 5th at the district tournament and 5th at the regional tournament. Letter winners this year include Riley Johnson, Avery Bajakis, Alex Bajakis, Isaac Johnson, Derek Peterson, Dylan Illebrun, Harley Morris, Brady Danielson, Mason Milliron, Kurt Barner, Luke Eli, Lane Hilliard, Addison Plants, Nate Asp, Teddy Race, Cameron Wisner, Dakota Neal, Braden Rockwell, and Cooper Nystrom. This year's team, we had 7 regional qualifiers, which means that you placed in the top 4 at the district tournament. 5 of these young men will be returning next year, so the future is bright. The regional qualifiers were Alex Bajakis, Isaac Johnson, Dylan Illebrun, Harley Morris, Luke Eli, Teddy Race, and Cameron Wisner. Of those guys, 2 of them qualified for the state championships in Hershey, in Teddy Race and Cameron Wisner. Teddy coming home with an 8th place medal. We had 5 AML All-Stars. Alex, Dylan, Cameron, Cooper, and Teddy were all AML All-Stars, with Teddy getting the co-AML Wrestler of the Year award. And this year we have 3 Gold Award winners: Nate Asp for 3 years, Teddy Race for 4 years, and Cameron Wisner for 4 years. And we have 3 special awards to hand out. Those 3 awards are Most Improved to Alex Bajakis, Coach's Award to Cameron Wisner, and Most Valuable Wrestler to Teddy Race. Thank you.
Hey guys, Coach Hillman from Girls and Boys Track. Coach DJ Horton asked me to send you his best regards. He had some pretty special things going on family-wise, and he wasn't able to make this video. So he asked me to do this in his place. Strange times again. Like to thank everybody that had a hand in making this video, as well as our sports boosters for putting this all together. It's a special time for all of you guys. Kind of a weird time for all of our spring sports, being not getting things started but not being able to play. So I asked myself, how do you do this? And the best thing that I could come up with was, number one, I wanted to thank all the girls and boys teams for getting to practice, doing all the things you did in preparation for your season. And where we left it when I left was, hey, we're gonna hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And so we continued to do our workouts, hoping that we were going to get a season in, and it just didn't play out that way. So what I wanted to do was recognize, number one, all of you, but then our seniors, mostly. So I'd like to start out: Rayanne Asel, Rachel Buell, Andrew Gear, Sierra Hillman, Aaron Hoddle, Jacob Jensen, Jacob Moore, Emily Peterson, Teddy Race, Brennan Smith, Rachel Swanson, Joe Walters, and John Wolf. Would also like to recognize this year's Gold Award winners: Rachel Buell, Sierra Hillman, Emily Peterson, Teddy Race, Aaron Hoddle, and Brennan Smith. Pretty special to, especially only having the 3 years to letter to get those awards. So congratulations, guys, on that. We were really looking forward to a special season this year. We had a lot of kids that were ranked in the district, and that would be Emily Peterson in the 800 and the 1600, Teddy Race in the pole vault, Aaron Hoddle in the jab, Sierra Hillman in the jab, and John Wolf 4th in the 3200. Not to mention our relays, that those guys are really special, and we were really looking forward to their senior year to see what we could do for the districts. And when you compare all the kids in the districts to being ranked 1 through 5 is a pretty special thing. So guys, I just want to congratulate you. I hope this video finds you well, and God bless everybody going through this. Thank you.
Our 2020 softball team had 19 players on the roster, and I'd like to start off by introducing them. We had Kelsey Alexander, Kylie Asel, Jen Crowley, Emma Danielson, Lainey Dean, Emma Eli, Rachel Haight, Kylie Hausler, Micaiah McGuire, Haley Slater, Sydney Slater, Mia Smith, Madison Stolley, Sadie Walder, and Ava Whiteman. Also, we had 4 seniors on the team. We really hate to see them go. Wish they would have had the opportunity to have their final season with us. But they were Rachel Danielson, Kennedy Himes, Alyssa Oakes, and Caitlin Young. Our coaching staff this year included Judy Kessler, who has been the head coach of Kane softball since its inception in 2006. But due to her retirement, she had to return this year as an assistant coach. Gary Johnson is the assistant head coach, and he's been at it for many, 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 many years. For several years prior to this year, I've been a volunteer assistant, and now this year I've taken over as head coach. And so in addition, we've had Todd Alexander and Kyla Hogue step up and offer to be volunteer assistants this year. Our coaching staff has been quite pleased with what the team accomplished in the preseason. We had 2 weeks of practice prior to our shutdown. And the feeling is that this group was in position to continue to improve and build on the momentum that we had begun to develop last season. We have 3 Gold Award winners this year. All 3 of these girls have earned 3 varsity letters in softball during their career. They are Rachel Danielson, Kennedy Himes, and Caitlin Young. Our Coaches Awards are the Platinum Service Award to Rachel Danielson. No one has meant more to our team than Rachel during her career. She has a positive attitude and true love for the game. The thing that really stands out is her determination to succeed and her courage to meet every challenge. Her hard work has paid off with results on the field. We're going to miss her very much. The Impact Award winner is Caitlin Young. As a catcher, she's an outstanding player at a key position. Of course, a catcher's primary responsibility is receiving, which Kate does very well. And she also does a great job blocking and throwing. On the other side of the ball, Caitlin provides a strong offensive presence in the middle of our lineup. We'll have some big shoes to fill next year. The Dedication Award goes to Kelsey Alexander. She works year-round to make herself a better athlete, and the payoff is obvious. She sets a great example for her teammates to follow, and her dedication is certainly appreciated by the coaches. We're looking forward to having Kelsey be one of our leaders next year. I'd like to take this time to thank the All Sports Boosters, the high school administrators, the athletic directors, and our IT department for figuring out a great way to honor our athletes at this challenging time. Thank you.
Coach Jack here, coming to you from windy, snowy, I think it stopped snowing finally, Mount Jewett baseball field, headed out to second base here. Why? Because you're always happy when you get to second. Wind in your hair, a little dirt on your pants, that pitcher's getting nervous, and you're feeling good because you're dangerous now. Second baseman, he's not happy. That shortstop, he's not happy. But you are. So that's a good thing. I want to say a couple things. I'm going to start off with the seniors. Ethan Anderson, Jacob Alcorn, Caleb Holt all received the Coaches Award this year. Ethan for his perseverance, Jake for his leadership, and Caleb for his work ethic and his tough as nails attitude always. Caleb also is our Gold Award winner for multiple letters in varsity baseball. This year was a gut punch, obviously, and it's been tough for everyone, especially tough for the seniors. So hang in there, seniors. We're all thinking of you. We're all with you. Not exactly what we all wanted this year by a long shot, but something that I'll hold with me is the last time we were together as a baseball team, we met under the oak tree after practice in the shade, like a real baseball team after a game. And you acted like a real baseball team, and I appreciate that, and I'll always have that. We'll keep getting through this. We'll keep persevering, because this is what life has for us right now. And I appreciate all of you, and I miss all of you. Take care, be healthy, and here's hoping you get back to second base real quick. Take care.
Hi, my name is Jim Sirianni. I'm a former teacher and coach here at Kane High School, and I've been asked to give away 3 special awards today. So the first one is the Dan Beckwith Memorial Scholarship Award. This is awarded by the Big 30 Football Committee, and it's for $1,000. Dan Beckwith graduated from Kane High School in 1969, and he was probably one of the biggest, fastest, and strongest athletes to ever come through our school. He was a great football player and also a track man. After high school, he had the opportunity to move on to Penn State University and be a member of their football team under the leadership of Joe Paterno. Just as he was making a mark at that school for his team, he was stricken with something called ALS, and the more common name is Lou Gehrig's disease. After numerous years of fighting that disease, Dan was eventually taken by it. Here are the qualifications for the award. The Big 30 Committee awards this $1,000 scholarship in Dan's name each year to a male or female graduating senior athlete. The athlete must exemplify in word and deed those traits of respect for parents, teachers, coaches, and fellow athletes, displaying concern for others and dedication to family, school, and church. In general, the basic qualifications exhibited by Dan throughout his life. This year's winner of the Dan Beckwith Scholarship is Brennan Smith. The second special award I've been asked to give away is the Amy Rudolph Award. Amy graduated with the class of 1991 and no doubt was the greatest cross-country and track runner to ever come through our school. She's also the most decorated athlete in the history of our school. In her freshman year, she took 3rd place in 1600 and 3200 runs at the state meet. As a sophomore, she took gold in the 1600 and 3200. As a junior, she took gold in the 1600 and 3200. And as a senior, she won the gold in both of those races again. Her senior year in high school, she was indoor national champion at the state meet in the 1,000-meter run. A state champion in the 1,000-meter run, and then she was national champion in the indoor mile. She was recruited by every major college in the United States and eventually chose to go to Providence College in Rhode Island, where she had a storied career. After college, she became a professional and eventually was on the 1996 Olympic team and also the 2000 Olympic team. So this award is given in her name and honor. Here are the qualifications. In order to win this award, you must be a male or female athlete committed to excellence. You must be hardworking and enjoy your sport. You must be involved in the community and function well with others. The winner must maintain high academic standards and take challenging classes. Lastly, the winner must be a senior. The winner of the Amy Rudolph Award this year is Brennan Smith. The final award I've been asked to give away is the Chuck Daly Memorial Scholarship Award. Chuck Daly graduated with the Kane High class of 1948, and he was an exceptional athlete and a fantastic basketball player. His senior year, he took Kane to the Western Finals in basketball, and Chuck also took 5th place at the high jump at the state track meet. He went off to college, and like Amy, had a storied career there as a basketball player, and eventually he moved on and became a high school teacher and basketball coach. He coached eventually at the college level at places like Boston College, the University of Pennsylvania, and also coached at Duke. Because of his great knowledge and coaching ability, he moved on to the professional ranks, where he coached at the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Philadelphia 76ers, the New Jersey Nets, and also the Orlando Magic. His greatest accomplishments as a coach came as the coach of the Detroit Pistons, where he coached 2 NBA championships there, back-to-back, in 1989 and 1990. In 1992, he was selected to be the coach of the Olympic men's basketball team that won a gold medal. Commonly, this team is called the Dream Team, and Chuck Daly coached the likes of Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen, and Larry Bird, winning that gold medal in 1992. In 1994, Chuck was selected to be in the NBA Hall of Fame as a coach. And so a tremendous life and career for Chuck Daly. Here are the qualifications for the Chuck Daly Award. This scholarship award is given to 1 male and 1 female graduating senior athletes. The winners must pursue a post-secondary education, and during high school they must have maintained a minimum of a 3.2 GPA. The winners must have participated in at least 2 sports during their junior year. They must have participated in 2 sports minimum their senior year. The winners of this year's Chuck Daly scholarships are Sierra Hillman and Chad Gravelle.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Barner, the Athletic Director. I've been asked to present a few awards tonight, and it's my honor to present both of them. First off, I'd like to hope and wish that everyone's doing well and is safe at this time, and that hopefully we can resume normalcy as best we can in the upcoming months to get back and do the things that we all enjoy doing. Without further waiting, I'd like to first do the Dick and Joon Hill Memorial Scholarship. This is a $1,000 scholarship that is presented each year to a senior boys baseball player and girls softball player. It is given away and is voted upon for a deserving senior to be used towards their college education. Some of the criteria that are used for consideration for this award are a commitment to academics, dedication to community service, and an active interest in extracurricular activities. The applicants must present an essay that talks about their involvement in baseball and softball and what it has meant to them. In addition, they must provide academic information and a list of extracurricular activities and a description of their involvement in community activities. This year's recipients are Miss Rachel Danielson and Mr. Caleb Holt. Congratulations to both of you. Hello everyone, Mr. Barner once again. This time here to present the Jack and Judy Barner Memorial Scholarship Award. This award is given annually at Kane Area High School as well as Sheffield Area High School. This award is in remembrance of my parents, Jack and Judy Barner. This award is given each year to 4 students who have shown a commitment in the classroom as well as in athletics. My parents had strong values in things such as integrity, discipline, hard work, commitment. All those things were pillars in my family's life. These 4 students who were chosen this year exemplified those traits. It is my honor and my privilege to give out these awards this year to the following students: Miss Emily Buheit, Mr. Brennan Smith, Miss Kaylin Johnson, and Miss Sierra Hillman. Congratulations to all of you and best of luck in your future endeavors.
This year's Scholar athletes are Brennan Smith, Chad Gravelle, Emily Buheit. Congratulations to those 3. Our male athlete of the year is Teddy Race. Our female athlete of the year is Sierra Hillman. Our coach of the year is Mike Swartwood. Congratulations to these athletes and to the coaches.
Hello everyone, Mr. Barner once again. At this time, I would like to say thank you to all the student athletes. on a great year, a very successful year, a year filled with memories that they'll take with them for their lives. I'd also like to especially thank the seniors. And obviously the senior year didn't go as you wished here at the end, but you guys had the opportunity to make a lot of great memories and do a lot of great things throughout your career. And for that, you should be grateful, and we are grateful that we get to be a part of that. I'd also like to thank Mr. Weimer, Mr. Nicholas, and the rest of the technology people, as well as the administration, coaches, and everyone that had a part in making this video presentation a reality. There was a lot of work that went into doing this, and for that, I'm grateful to them and the time and effort that they put into making this presentation available to everyone. I would also like to say thank you to the community for their support and their commitment to stand behind our student athletes. It is unwavering, the support that we get through all seasons, through all weather, through all conditions, and for that, we're very, very grateful. At this time, this is the end of the presentation. We would like to thank you all for choosing and taking the time to view this in support of our student athletes. Go Wolves.